Hey guys, welcome to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be talking about creative burnout, what it is, some of the causes and the best ways to avoid it, as well as give you a few of my tips on how to get through it if you're feeling burnt out right now. In the background I'm going to be using my gouache paints in tubes to paint two rather loose and expressive animal paintings, and I had the idea to apply the gouache using a sponge. But I'll talk more about the paintings and my rather strange methods nearer the end of the video, so I hope you enjoy it. All the materials I'm using today I will put in the description box if you want to go and check them out. So what is creative burnout? Well, it can be described as a physical or emotional collapse caused by overwork and stress. No doubt you've heard of the term, but would you be able to recognise the symptoms? It can be difficult since the symptoms may vary from person to person. It can be especially difficult to recognise it in yourself, as often you're just too busy to stop and reflect on how you're feeling and evaluate what's going on. So what are some of the symptoms someone with creative burnout might experience? Well, emotional symptoms include things like feeling frustrated, angry, sad, worthless, having low self-esteem and so on, which can all lead to a negative attitude towards things like your art, which have always previously brought you so much joy. You become exhausted, and these feelings can start to affect your friendships or relationships, and everyday tasks can become a struggle. Physical symptoms can also then take effect. If you are overworking and forgetting or neglecting to eat regularly, for example, you may experience headaches, fatigue, nausea, dizziness, and you are then inadvertently making yourself less able to cope with things just as you haven't got the energy. You might also have trouble sleeping as your mind keeps churning over and over with all the things you haven't got done that day, and so it goes on. Eventually, you reach a point where you can't carry on, and this is burnout. Now, part of the reason I decided to make this video today is because I've started to recognise some of these symptoms in myself. I've been feeling really tired and a bit rubbish lately, but despite knowing I ought to get more sleep and go to bed earlier, I've fought it as I always have so many things to do. Usually videos to edit, or more recently a commission to draw, as well as my normal day-to-day stuff. I've always worked quite well in the evenings and rarely if ever go to bed before 1 AM. But I've recently started getting a lot of headaches and migraines, which is really annoying as it forces me to take a break. This prolongs the time it takes for me to get things done, and I get really frustrated. So it didn't take long before I realised that this schedule I've been trying to keep is not sustainable. I've been forcing myself to keep going despite not feeling great because I'm stubborn and determined, but eventually my body has had to step in and say enough is enough, and I've had to reevaluate. I realise symptoms of burnout can get much worse than this, but by recognising them early on, you can stop burnout in its tracks. So we've talked symptoms, but what's the cause? Because if we understand the cause, we're halfway towards preventing it from happening, right? So I kind of hinted at one of the main causes of burnout, and that's ignoring certain everyday needs, such as sleep in my case, but often, and I'm a bit guilty of this too, skipping meals because I've forgotten or I'm trying to get something finished by a certain time. Denying yourself fuel and rest is going to leave you feeling tired and low in energy. This can also affect your mood and your ability to cope with everyday demands. The second and probably most common cause of burnout is high expectations, and these can either be other people's expectations of us or come from inside ourselves. Often arty, creative types are their own worst critics and put a lot of pressure on themselves either to improve in their art or compare themselves in a negative way to the success of others. And this can be very demotivating and bad for your self-esteem. Some creatives might also feel they have to prove themselves to others to justify the time they spend on their art, and feel they need to succeed as quickly as possible in order to feel worthy. So what can we do to prevent burnout? Well, I think the key to preventing and treating burnout lies in being self-aware and practicing self-care. So be kind to yourself, give your body and brain regular food and enough sleep to give yourself a fighting chance. Try and set yourself a realistic schedule as well, with realistic goals. Goals that work around your life and your commitments. And I think it's really important to schedule in guilt-free breaks into your day as well. All work and no play and all that, as without breaks it can be easy to get obsessed and completely consumed by the task in hand. Until very recently, for example, I was feeling that I had to record every painting or piece of art I made, and that everything I painted had to be just right. But in doing this, I wasn't allowing myself room to make mistakes and grow as an artist. So I've been trying to spend some time painting off camera, which I've really enjoyed. It's a great way to take off the pressure and relax, and it doesn't matter if it doesn't turn out quite right, as no one has to see it. The next thing I think which can help to prevent burnout, which goes hand in hand with having a realistic set of goals and schedule, is being organised and considering areas where you may be able to save valuable time. For me, the biggest chunk of time spent preparing my YouTube videos goes into editing, or more specifically writing out voiceover scripts for my videos. Yes, I know it's ridiculous, and ironically the arty painting bit takes comparatively no time at all. So I can save a lot of time by simply writing out bullet points instead of writing huge amounts of text twice a week. The voiceovers might not be as great to begin with, but it can only improve and might even sound a bit more natural too. So this is a really obvious time saver for me, but there may be similar ones in your creative week that could save time too. You may be used to creating A3 or A4 pieces of art, for example, where smaller artworks would work equally well. Or there may be a job you could delegate or employ someone else to do, to free up your own time for other things. It's not always possible, but it's maybe something to think about. So these were a few things that might help to prevent burnout, but what if you're already feeling exhausted and unable to cope? How do you deal with it? Well, I'm no expert at all, but what helps me if I'm feeling under par is to surround myself with people who support me and who care for me. People who are positive and encouraging, and for me these are usually my family or friends, but it can be anyone. Or you may just need some peace and quiet away from all the noise. You may want to spend time by yourself to think, or you may benefit from some space or a change of scenery. Trying relaxation techniques or yoga classes can also help, but just allow yourself a break. Take a step back and re-evaluate. The important thing is to take it easy and don't beat yourself up. It's also easy to believe that you're the only one feeling like this, but you really aren't. Perhaps remind yourself of why you chose to be a creative in the first place. Often it's easy to get distracted by other things along the way, which can lead you off course. If you're a YouTube creator, for example, you may have started out making videos to entertain or to educate, but have got caught up in creating what you think viewers want to watch. It's very easy to get pushed off course, and you can easily end up creating something entirely different from what you wanted, just to gain views or subscribers. It might even be helpful to write down some motivational quotes or reminders of why you chose to do what you do in the first place. If I hear something that inspires me, motivates, or even helps to keep me grounded, I write it in the back pages of my diary to read when I need a boost. For me, I started making art videos on YouTube to share my art journey and to join up with like-minded people in the art community. I do have plans for the future once I've built up a bit more of a following, but I know this will take time. Everyone's path and journey is different, and everyone will grow at different rates, so you have to be a bit patient. YouTube is a marathon, not a race. It's no good charging in like a herd of elephants and expecting overnight success, and I am constantly having to remind myself of this. It takes time to build up a community, and it takes time for people to get to know you and to care about you. So if you're feeling a bit burnt out creatively, exhausted or frustrated, remember to keep plodding on like this tortoise. because slow, steady and consistent growth is the best way to a healthy long-term future. It's better to get to where you want to go in one piece than to rush in, get despondent and leave or fall at the first hurdle. And most of all, let's not forget that we have to enjoy the process of getting there too, as that's a huge part of the journey. So I'm not saying I don't think you should have goals or ambition, but what I am saying is to make them realistic, because success, whatever that means for you, shouldn't cost you your health and well-being. Be kind to yourself. Recognise the causes and symptoms of burnout, because it can have some serious consequences, which I'm not qualified to advise on, so remember to seek professional guidance when needed. If you've been through it and have anything in the way of tips or suggestions that I've missed, then please be kind enough to share them in the comments box below this video. So with all that said, I just want to say a bit about the two paintings I've done today. I mentioned that I've been scheduling in some time off camera recently, and it was when doing this that I tried out painting with a sponge, just for a bit of fun, and I really liked the loose textured effects I achieved with this method. So I thought I'd have a go at creating a couple more paintings using this technique for the video today. If I hadn't allowed myself that space and time just to have fun and play around with new ideas, I probably wouldn't have risked trying it out on a video. But although it's not perfect, it was a lot of fun, super easy and very quick. I painted both the elephant and the tortoise on A3 paper in under an hour, and I'm going to put them up in my art room as a reminder to pace myself and be patient. I used gouache instead of watercolour as I wanted a thicker opaque coverage of paint, but still wanted to be able to get some bleeding out effects with the addition of water. Because gouache tends to dry darker, I thought it would also make for a bolder, stronger finished piece, and I really like how the sponge technique left natural gaps in the paint, which revealed the white of the paper to add in some contrast. I used masking fluid for the detail on the tortoise's shell, as I didn't want the opaque gouache covering up my rough outline sketch, and I think this worked well on the shell, but I don't think it was necessary on the other areas, as the tortoise's face looks a bit like a certain extraterrestrial. But the good thing about gouache is that you can add more layers over the top or reactivate it with water once it's dry to lift paint out. So that's exactly what I did with his face. But the good thing about gouache is that you can add more layers over the top or reactivate it with water to lift paint out too. Using the sponge technique is quite difficult for smaller areas unless you use a smaller sponge, but by reactivating the gouache with water I was able to lift some of it out with a paper towel and make a few adjustments. And in the end I was quite pleased with how they both turned out. Let me know in the comments box which of the two paintings you prefer, and remember to take things slow and steady and be a tortoise, not a herd of elephants. So I hope you liked the video and maybe found it interesting or useful in some way. Let me know in the comments section if you like this style of video too, with an art related discussion topic, and if you do, please give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. Don't forget too, if you have any comments or suggestions, to leave those down below, as I love hearing your thoughts and really appreciate all your support. There won't be a video this Friday, I'm afraid, as I have a commission to finish by the end of the week, and it's half term as well, so I'd like to spend some time with my kids. The YouTube algorithm might not understand, but I'm hoping you guys will. So thank you so much for watching, take good care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next video.